This is a brief, essential Canvas tutorial to master the basics in preparation for Fall 2022 quarter. My name is Paige Coleman, and I'm Canvas Faculty Support with Learning Technologies and Spaces. We are part of the Office of the Vice Provost for Student Affairs. Before I begin, I'd like to emphasize if you have any questions at all, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. We are a highly responsive team. Your ticket will not get lost in some long queue, so please just submit a ticket at canvashelp@stanford.edu. Now, to navigate to Canvas, type in canvas.stanford.edu into your URL. Canvas works best in Chrome or Firefox. Please avoid Safari if possible. I'm immediately taken to my dashboard. All courses are unpublished by default. So if you don't see your course and have other published ones, please scroll down. They will be present here. We pull information from the registrar, from Access. We don't push it back. So if you are scheduled to teach a course for Fall 2022, the same applies for students who may be enrolled in your course as well. A course card will appear on your dashboard representative of that specific course. If you don't see your course, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I am now going to navigate my cursor back to the far left side of the screen, your global dashboard menu. And before I delve into a course and highlight some essentials, I am going to click on Account in the top left. Now you have the ability to customize your own profile. I'm going to click on Profile. I'm going to bring my cursor over to the far right side of the screen, and if you click on these three dots, here is where you would edit your profile. You can write up a bio, you can add specific links, you can also include your own biopic or even an avatar, any type of picture. I'm now going to navigate to Settings. Draw your attention to the right side of the screen under Ways to Contact. We highly recommend that your default way to contact is your Stanford email address. By utilizing your Stanford email address, this will prevent a barrier to entry for specific features within Canvas. For instance, if you're going to be utilizing Zoom in your Canvas course or utilizing collaborations which are tied to Stanford email Google Docs, your Google account. Again, we highly recommend you use your Stanford email address as a default. You can add others. However, to select default, you would click on this star and it would be highlighted. Now I'm going to navigate to notifications. This is not even a slightly new UI now. This UI has been in place for perhaps a little over a year. However, it is relevant if you have yet to teach or have not taught in the past year. You are able to set your notification preferences for the frequency with which you'd like to receive notifications regarding particular tools in Canvas. As you can see here, you can be notified immediately, receive a daily summary, weekly summary. The difference now is once you set your notification preferences here, it used to apply to all your courses in Canvas, but now you can actually drill down and select your notification preferences course by course. So if you intend on communicating with your students through Canvas, I would communicate with them to turn on notifications per your course. I'm going to now navigate back over to the global dashboard and click on Dashboard. I'm going to scroll down to my unpublished course, and I'm going to click on this course to highlight some more essentials. Now, if you have utilized Canvas or you have taught in the past, or if you're going to be utilizing another colleague's previous quarter's course content, you can import that course content over into this current course shell. And this, you would start with the current course shell that you are going to be teaching from that's relevant to this quarter. I'm going to scroll down, and at the very bottom here, click Settings. And if you draw your attention to the right side of the screen here, I'm going to click Import Course Content. Now I'm going to click on the caret for content type. Under Import Content, copy a Canvas course. I'm going to click in this field next to Search for Course, and I'm going to begin typing that previous quarter's course. It could be Spring 21, Fall 21. Actually going to use one. Sometimes this takes a few seconds for the tally of previous courses to appear. Now, something important to note here is we highly recommend you select your specific content when importing a previous quarter's coursework, opposed to all content. I'm going to click Import. However, there's one more step I must complete here, and that is select content. And now I can simply go through and select the content that I would like to bring over. Select content. And this queue will run. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes. I'm going to navigate back to home. Okay, so dependent on whatever content you imported over, it will autofill in the particular tool it applies to. Now, best practice, we recommend uploading your syllabus first. I'm going to click, and the syllabus, when you enter your course, the default view is Syllabus View. I'm going to click on Edit, the pencil icon. Now, this is what we call our Rich Content Editor box. We refer to this as the RCE. And you only really need to learn this box once because it remains consistent among other tools within Canvas. For instance, when you're drafting an announcement, creating an assignment, or a discussion. By clicking on this caret, you may add links, images, media, and documents. Okay, and you have all these other options as well once you click on these three dots for formatting and an equation editor. For the purpose of the syllabus tool, I'm going to upload my syllabus. So I'm going to click on the caret symbol next to this document, upload document. I'm going to click on the rocket ship, and then I'm going to find my Canvas course files and click on my Fall 2022 syllabus. As you can tell, there is a lot of clicking, but best practice is to always scroll down and ensure that you've clicked everything so you haven't lost work. Now, in order for this to be publishable and for this to be viewable in this syllabus tool, I must select my usage rights. I hold the copyright since this is my syllabus, and submit. This yellow toolbar will flash, symbolizing it inserted properly in the RCE box. However, you must still scroll down and click Update Syllabus. There is an additional caveat to the syllabus tool within Canvas as well. Whenever you add content to other tools within Canvas, it's only visible to the other teaching teams who have access to your course and students enrolled in your course. Syllabus is the one and only exception, whereas when you add your syllabus to this tool, it automatically feeds to syllabus.stanford.edu, so it's searchable to the rest of the Stanford community. However, this too is locked down because you must be web off to access syllabus.stanford.edu as well, so it is locked down to the Stanford community. So as you can see there, we have successfully uploaded our syllabus. I'm now going to navigate to Files. Second best practice we recommend is uploading all your course content to files before further designing and developing your course. It's much easier to do that and saves time once it's all in your Canvas course files. I'm going to click upload here and upload one doc. Now, as you can see, when I uploaded this doc, a red exclamation point appeared. Just like with syllabus, something is not viewable to students unless the usage rights are set, and then you can publish it. So I'm going to click on the exclamation point. I'm going to click on this caret. I'm going to select my usage rights, and I am going to publish it. Save. Okay. Now it is visible to those within your Canvas course. You can also organize your file folders as well. I recommend making this consistent with your syllabus. In terms of naming conventions, we recommend utilizing units, themes, project names. However, do not use dates. We strongly discourage the use of dates. Just like I showed you the workflow for importing that course content over, if you intend on using this content for another quarter's course, when you do so, all those dates will roll over as well, and they will no longer be relevant. So you're just creating a lot of extra work for yourself and a lot of extra clicking, having to go through and edit all those dates. There is also a little hack here. If you are on a Mac, press Command A, and if you are on a PC, press Control A. As you can see, everything highlighted in blue, and this toolbar magically appeared at the top of your screen. So this allows you to add functionality according to bulk. So this is a huge time saver. So you can upload all your docs here. You can also drag and drop documents here from your desktop. And then you can delete in bulk. You can manage the usage rights in bulk, move the items around, download them all as a zip. You can manage access, which allows you to lock down the visibility of a PDF, a document file even further if you only want it visible to students during a particular time period. We highly recommend, and this is most utilized for final exams, midterms. And then you can also view the docs and toggle through them. I'd like to cover two more tools. I'm going to navigate towards the People tool. Okay, students are able to view the People tool within your Canvas course unless you hide it. However, they won't see all this sensitive information. For instance, they're not going to see another student's SIS ID. However, they will see their role and their name. You can also create group sets within the People tool as well. And again, if you have more questions, please send us or submit a ticket at canvashelp@stanford.edu. Now going to navigate to roster photos. Okay, roster photos. We have had some new changes as of late. I'm going to highlight a more robust picture of roster photos since this is my demo course. Okay. Roster photos is only visible to teaching teams. And roster photos will no longer pull pronouns from a third-party tool we utilize called Name Coach. This is because students will now be able to navigate to Access and record pronouns in Access. And the pronouns in Access use PeopleSoft. So in Access, students can select pronouns from a list. Our team is still working on pulling the pronouns students select into Canvas and into roster photos. The timeline for that is anywhere from the beginning of fall quarter to the middle of this quarter, 2022. Name Coach is the third-party tool we utilize, and it will still pull name pronunciation. This is a great way to familiarize yourself with students in your course. So when you click on a student, you will be able to listen to their name pronunciation, and then you will be able to view their personal pronouns they selected through Access. Now I'm going to navigate back to the global menu, and I'm going to scroll down and click on Help. For immediate help with Zoom or urgent issues, you can click right from here on the Help menu. You can also request help from Stanford Canvas support, and that is the same as submitting a ticket to us at canvashelp@stanford.edu. You have continuing studies support, and you can also browse the Stanford Canvas FAQs. This is the Canvas Help Center, and these are articles the LTS team have written and highly curated to meet the needs specific to our instructors and our students here at Stanford. The absolute last thing you should do when your course is student facing ready is to publish your course. And you can do that by clicking publish here under course status. You can also publish your course by clicking on settings up here. And you can also publish your course directly from your dashboard. Again, this was only meant to be an essentials video. If you're interested in learning more, please feel free to view the longer tutorial where I go into every tool in significantly more depth. If you are interested in a one-on-one consult or have specific questions as well, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. Thank you.